Now on the Suze Orman Show, breaking bad money habits.
If you break these habits, I promise you, you will have more money and the money you have will go further.
Also, he's been living a financial lie.
I was charging everything.
Now this status seeker is seeking a smackdown.
When you're a faker, when you are a liar, when you are pretending to be something that you're not, other people can feel it.
And you ask Suze, can I afford it?
The current car I'm driving now is very sad. I got in a little fender bender. Now the front's being held together with some duct tape.
The car looks so cute with that little green tape. It's kind of like a little smile that it has there. Hi everybody, I'm Suze Orman and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. Tonight I want to help you maximize your money, and that's by breaking bad money habits. If you break these habits, I promise you, you will have more money and the money you have will go further. So here they are. One habit that you have is you just don't look at your money. And this is bad, people. You don't open your statements. You don't tally your bills. You don't know how much you have coming in, how much you have going out. So you never know where you are. And when you don't know where you are, how are you going to get to where you want to go? So can you just start looking at your money? Next bad habit you need to break is you need to stop paying bills late and incurring late fees. Don't you understand? Every time you pay a bill late, they're going to charge you $35, $50, whatever it is, and these fees mount up. These are the fees that you could be using to do what? Putting into your retirement accounts, paying down credit cards, whatever it may be. So just stop it. Next bad habit is I want you to break is only carrying credit cards and not paying for things in cash. When you just carry credit cards, you are able to charge this and charge that and charge this and charge that. You don't keep track. When you only go out and you have cash in your wallet, you can only spend what's in your wallet. And it's a great way for you to control yourself from buying things you don't need and really you don't even want in the long run. Next, treating people all the time. You go out to eat with your friends and you're the one who every single time you pick up the bill. And you pick up the bill because you want them to think that you have all this money. It's just a bad habit. Share the expenses. They do it once, you do it once, but you are not to pay the bills all the time when you go out with your friends. Paying minimums on your credit cards. Do you do that? You charge all this money and now you've gotten into the habit, well, it's only going to cost you $20 a month because all the credit card companies want. Wrong. You have got to stop only paying the minimums on the credit cards. It's a really bad habit. And last but not least, robbing Peter to pay Paul. What do I mean by that? That you have credit card debt here. So you take money out of your 401k plan to pay this credit card debt. You take out more credit cards to do it. Stop it. Pay your bills with the money you have. Stop going further into debt over here so you can pay your bills there. If you break these bad habits, I promise you, you will have more money. Now, let's make a house call.
Hi Suze, my name is Carrie. I'm 33 and I'm living a financial lie on credit and I need your help. I got into this status trying to have this perception, this person that has everything together, a lot of money. And for me, I kind of felt like it was at a very young age. I can remember even in elementary school saying like, oh, I live in this mansion. As the years went on, it just was, bigger and bigger. It's just that now I'm able to kind of show it with like material items and to keep that facade, going. I was charging everything, a lot of, like clothes, a lot of things that maybe I really just kind of didn't need. And then I think it got to the point where I started to charge things that I did need. That was a trigger for me where it's like, I'm living a life that I can't afford. I'm a huge luxury car fan and a big fan of Mercedes, and this is one of my biggest expenses. It's the hardest to maintain, but I love it. In the past few months, I, ended a relationship. I found myself having to start a life on my own. I needed to get my own place to live. I needed to furnish a place. And immediately I'm thinking, how can I afford this? This table, $500. My accent chair, another $500. TV, $500. And a nice table to set it on, another $300. So everything in my apartment that you can touch, sit on, was purchased by a swipe of a card. Everything is on credit. There have been times where I'm, in my bed at night and I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna do this? Or what if something happens? What if I wake up in the morning and my tires are flat and I have to spend $500 to buy tires? I've had family members where they haven't managed money well. And for me, I just felt I don't wanna be in that kind of a situation, but I am the situation, but I'm just giving the perception that I'm not. Suze, I need your help. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm gonna hit rock bottom, and quite frankly, I need a Suze smackdown.
Are you a little nervous tonight?
A little bit, Suze, a little bit.
Yeah, how come you think?
I think because I'm gonna let everything out about my life, divulge everything.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing to do. So I just want to ask you one favor for the next few minutes that we're together. I want to ask you to be as honest as you possibly can when I ask you a question, because tonight is for you.
Okay.
How young were you when you first started to fabricate a financial life? Let's start there. How young were you when you first started to fabricate your financial life?
Goodness, I think it was, as early as I can remember, I would say, elementary years, maybe even as early as 4th grade.
All right.
Or so. So I can remember, telling people, oh, I live, in this mansion. And, back then, I think it was a way to, divert from me being gay and being, teased, when I was younger. So I think it kind of took everything away from that part of me and gave this, just something else for them to pretty much focus on, something else that maybe would be better, maybe they would like me because of that.
Why do you think that Carrie with money is more likable and acceptable than Carrie who doesn't have a pot to pee in?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think I put a lot of, value in money, and I feel a lot of power in it. And I feel that when there's money there, it means that, it's strength. It means powerful. And I want to, come off as, a powerful person that's doing very well.
Yeah. It's funny though, Carrie, because this is what you have to realize. When something is really powerful, you feel their power. When they are faking power, you feel their powerlessness. And you don't know why or what's going on, but when you're a faker, when you are a liar, when you are pretending to be something that you're not, other people can feel it. So you repel them away from you. So tonight is the night that Carrie stands in the truth. That we now show everybody what Carrie actually has versus what everybody thinks Carrie has. Carrie's 33 years of age, and he has about $33,000 in retirement. He's got $1,400 in an emergency fund. He has nothing in investments. He does not own a home. He has $54,000 of consumer debt. So at the age of 33, Carrie, who everybody thinks has all this money, has a negative net worth of $20,000. He does not have a penny to his name. He takes home only $2,700 a month, but his monthly expenses are $4,476 a month. So he is spending $1,700 more a month than he is bringing in to keep up this facade of everybody thinking that he has more. So the question now becomes, why at this point in time did you choose to come clean?
Suze, I'm tired of living almost like a double life. You know, I feel like it was the same when I was, you know, younger and being in the closet and living this double life, and you get to a point where you just want to just be set free from it all. And I've gotten to that point now, and I feel like I need to be honest with myself and with everyone. And while I'm still young and can maybe make a change, you know, before I'm older and need to retire.
That may very well be true, what you just said, but I think the economic reason that you feel you need to come clean right now is you're all out of options. You can't,
That's true.
you can't live anymore on your credit cards because you're almost totally maxed out of all your credit limits. There isn't that much money for you to borrow from your 401k anymore because they're only going to let you borrow up to a certain amount, and then they're going to cut that off. You have personal loans, you have a pension loan. You have taken money from every possible place you could. You've robbed Peter to pay Paul for this lifestyle, and there's no place else for you to go but the Suze Orman Show. And that is why you are coming clean, because you have been forced to come clean. Is that the truth?
Absolutely, it is.
Now, you currently are driving around in a car, a Mercedes. I'm sure you like how you feel driving around in that car, but I have a car payment alone of about $500 a month. If we didn't have that car payment, if we didn't have all the expenses that come with fixing up a Mercedes and feeding the gas it takes in a Mercedes, we would be pretty close to even here, my friend. So I have a question for you. How attached are you to this car?
Oh, gosh, I feel very attached to it. I mean, I love my car.
Does one love a car, or does one love how other people feel about you when you're in a car? Do you love the image that that car portrays?
To be honest, yes, yes, I do.
Now stop there for a second. The fact that you still love that lie, you love that fake image. You drive up to somebody on a stoplight or a stop sign or whatever it is, and there's a car next to you that's all beat up. That person has more money than you. They may look at you and they may think, oh, he drives a Mercedes. But the truth of the matter is, I am sure that person does not have a negative net worth of $20,000. I'm sure that person isn't just a few paychecks away from their car being repossessed. So I need you to stop being attached to these things that are bringing you down for the image it portrays. At this moment in time, you are a financial pauper, where you are on the verge of 2 to 3 months of them taking every single thing away from you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it, Carrie? Was it
No, it
worth
wasn't.
it? So your action plan is as follows. You have to look in the mirror every single night and see who you are, regardless of what you have. You need to look in the mirror, and you need to understand that self-worth is what determines net worth. And until you value yourself more than a stupid car, you are never going to be able to turn this situation around. Financially speaking, you absolutely have to earn more money and bring in more money. And you need to get another job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, but now we're asking you to make at least another $4,000 a month. So after taxes, you have enough money to pay all these bills, get yourself out of debt, have a little money in a emergency fund. Can you get somebody to take over the payments on the Mercedes? I don't know, but you're going to have to make drastic changes. But the biggest change is stop having anything around you that portrays you as a person of wealth. Start having the things around you that show people who you are. That's the biggest advice I have for you. You're a good-looking man. You're a kind man. All I ask you to be from this moment on is an honest man.
Okay. Hi, Suze. It's Carrie. Thank you so much for all the advice you gave me. I definitely took it to heart and implemented it into my current situation. So I am looking for a night job. And also in the interview process for a new position at my current company. So hopefully everything goes well. I did share my situation with all of my friends. By the time this airs, my family will also know about my financial situation. So again, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to giving you an update in the future. Take care, Susie.
Up next,
He pays his cards online, and I am not allowed to see the bills.
That is a serious danger sign, danger sign.
and later, you ask Susie, can I afford it?
My dog Lucy and I watch you every Saturday night.
Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. Anyway, I can't wait to see what she does then. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Let's go to Kathy in New York. Hi, Kathy. What can I do for you tonight?
Hi. My daughter's worked all summer, several summers, and managed to save $6,000 for a car. We set this money aside in a joint savings account. She started college this year and has already gone through all $2,000 from a spending account. We pay for everything at college, so she doesn't need money, really. However, as a parent now, she wants to start dipping into her car savings. Should we let her start taking money out of her savings when we know she'll regret it later?
Yeah, I have to tell you, this is a hard one, because when you say to a child who has earned money, they saved it, that they can't touch it, then they start to hate working for money and hate saving it, because what good's it going to do for them? So I would let her touch it as long as she understands she's not going to have enough money to buy a car, and as long as mommy and daddy do not step in and say, it's okay, honey, we'll give you the money to buy the car. I'd rather see her blow this $6,000 and not get anything that she wants and learn this in the early 20s. Do you see what I mean? Then learn this lesson later on in life. So as long as she understands she's not going to be able to get a car, you are not going to subsidize her, and if she continues to waste money the way that she's wasting money, you're even going to stop giving her and subsidizing her to be in college, and then she's going to have to figure it out all on her own. Let's go to Debbie in Kentucky. Ask me your question.
Hi. First of all, I believe that my husband has about $35,000 in credit card debt, and that his interest rate is probably over 20%. However, he pays his cards online, and I am not allowed to see the bills. And when I bring it up, he won't talk about it. And I'm concerned, we're in our mid-60s, and I'm concerned that what I don't know is what I may end up being responsible for if something happens, to him before me, if he passes away.
Yep.
Am I going to be responsible for what he owes? And what can I do to get him to talk to me about this?
Yeah.
And
So
what
Debbie,
should I recommend as a way that he can get his debt under control?
Yeah. So Debbie, when somebody isn't willing to speak about the money they have, the debt they have, what's going on with their finances, especially to their spouse, that is a serious danger sign, big time to you. Because it is probable that when he applied for this credit card in just his name, he said he was married. He may have even signed your name, who knows, but chances are you will be responsible for that debt. So you need to be able to speak to him about it, and when he won't speak to you about it, that's when you start to have to take matters in your own hand. Now, if I were you, I would be getting not only your credit reports, but his credit reports as well. You would go to annualcreditreport.com. You can get them. They are free. And I would look on the credit reports and see how many credit cards does he have? How much does he owe? Is he behind on any of them? All of that will be shown on the reports. After you have gotten the report, I would then go to him and I would say, sweetheart, I know you don't want to talk about it, but I went and I got the report. Look at this. We need to have a financial conversation. And if you're not willing to have a financial conversation with me right now, then I have to say that I have doubts about this relationship continuing. Because you know, Debbie, and I know that chances are if he doesn't talk to you about money and you're in your mid-60s, don't you think that you would probably leave rather than just stay and avoid?
That's a good question. I depend on him for a lot of things, but on the other hand, I have inherited a lot, and I could live comfortably without him, but not if I have to also pay the bills that he leaves me.
All right, so that is why it is very, very important. Now, with the inheritance that you got, just tell me that you kept it in your individual name. You did not put it in an account with both of your names on it, right?
It's in my name. The house is in my name. My car is in my name. Everything that will be left to my children is in my name.
All right, so Debbie, listen to me. You are sitting in a very strong position in your own name. You need to become the powerful woman you were born to be and ask him questions, get the right answers. And if he's not giving them to you, then you need to make decisions that benefit you, and maybe you're going to have to take back your own name.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
I'm a single mom looking to take my 3 kids on vacation.
I hate to tell you here, we're already $1,000 a month in deficit if you hadn't noticed, but okay, no problem, go on.
I know.
And
The current car I'm driving now is very sad. I got in a little fender bender. Now the front's being held together with some duct tape.
Are you telling me you want a new car because your boyfriend is the one that's really embarrassed to be in this car?
No.
That is what you are saying. It is. What do you want to buy?
Online nutrition course.
Redo my kitchen and bathroom.
Use Mazda 3.
Time for Can I Afford It? This is where you call in. You tell me what it is you want to buy. I ask you some questions. I don't judge what you want to buy. Sometimes I don't even like what you're going to buy. But I tell you if you can afford it or not. Me. What do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I want to take an online nutrition course, and I also need to get a new computer to do so as mine's not doing well. The reason for this is I suffered with kidney failure for many years and made it successfully through transplant, and part of what helped me survive that is focusing on my nutrition and my health. And I feel that since I'm one of the lucky ones who made it through, that I need to somehow help others and give back through something I'm passionate about, and that is helping people focus on nutrition and how they can better help support themselves while sick.
I have to tell you, I love that you want to do that. I'm so glad that you made it through, but show me the money.
Okay. So my take-home pay is $3,035 a month, and that includes a distribution from an inherited IRA. My total expenses are $2,335, and that includes $830 a month in rent. My only debt is $11,000 in a student loan. In savings, I have $19,000 in liquid, $27,000 in investments, and $126,000 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
I'm going to save up in cash. I'm looking to do this around September, October of next year, and that will give me plenty of time so I don't have to touch my liquid, and I can continue saving in my retirement account and not feel guilty about taking from my liquid savings.
Girlfriend, you go ahead. You are approved. I love that you want to do it. You have the money. It's another way for you to make income. You go and do it. Emily, what do you want to buy?
Hey, Susie, I love your show.
Thank you, Emily.
My dog Lucy and I watch you every Saturday night.
What does Lucy, your dog? Wait, what does your Lucy, your dog, say? Does she growl? Does she whoop? Does she do anything?
She wags her tail a lot.
All right, so. Lucy. Anyway, I can't wait to see what she does then. Okay, what do you want to buy?
I really need to redo my kitchen and bathroom. It's so outdated, and because I love my location, I think it would be smarter to renovate the move. However, I don't want to over-improve my townhome. I'm figuring the cost is about $50,000.
And $50,000, well, you know, if you think it's going to over-improve your townhome, you only could spend $30,000, but that's not what you're asking me. Show me the money.
Okay, my take-home is $8,765 a month.
Yeah.
My expenses are $7,428 a month. For debt, I have $125,000 on a 15-year fixed mortgage, $27,000 in some credit card debt from my YF&B years, and $2,900 left on a car loan. And in savings, I have $179,000 liquid, $219,000 in investments, and $308,000 in retirement.
Explain to everybody, I know what you meant, but explain to everybody what YF&B years are.
Oh, Young, Fabulous, and Broke.
Yes, it's the name of one of my books I wrote, people. And if you didn't know it, what's the matter with all of you? Emily, how are you going to pay for this?
Well, first, I'm going to pay off my credit card debt. And then I would still have enough cash to pay for my renovation of $50,000 plus more than a 6 to 8 month emergency fund.
All right, girlfriend, you are approved because, I was going to put you on hold there and I was going to say to you, you have got to pay off the credit card debt first. But since you already know you need to do that, go ahead and spend that money. Carol, what do you want to buy?
Hey, Susie. I'm a single mom looking to take my 3 kids on vacation. We haven't been on one in, several years. So I just think it's time. I've had some stress in my life over the last couple years, specifically the last couple months. The company that I was working for closed their doors. I was there for 18 years. Have fortunately now found another job, so that's a good thing.
All right, that's a good thing. So, girlfriend, what is it that you want to buy?
I'd like to buy a vacation.
A vacation.
I'd like to take them on vacation.
So $3,000 to $4,000 to go to Florida on a family getaway. Sweetheart, I hope I get to approve you because you sound a little down here. But show me the money.
Well, right now my take home is about $3,300. That includes some child support that I get for the boys. My expenses are approximately $4,300, and I'm trying to get that down so that they don't overpower my take-home pay.
As I was going to say, I hate to tell you here, we're already $1,000 a month in deficit if you hadn't noticed, but okay, no problem. Go on.
I know. For debt, I have $146,000 on a 30-year mortgage.
Yeah.
It's a fixed mortgage. I have approximately $11,000 in a car loan. That was because I just got in a car accident and totaled my car. Wasn't planning on that.
This has not been a good year so far for you. Not been a good year. Okay, keep going.
And I have $3,000 in some credit card debt. In savings, I have approximately $29,000 in liquid and $303 in retirement.
Well, that's the good news. How are you going to pay for this?
Well, I got a severance when my company closed their doors. I got 1 week for every year that I was there, plus an additional 4 weeks, plus any unused vacation.
So, and how much was that?
After taxes was about $14,000.
$14,000. So you want to take some of that and you want to go where? You want to go to Florida. So I have to tell you, I'm going to put you on hold. And the reason that I'm putting you on hold is this. With that $14,000 after taxes, I want you to pay off all of your credit card debt. I want you to take the rest of that money and put a lot of it towards your emergency fund. You need $32,000 in an emergency fund to have 8 months. And then if you have $3,000 or $4,000 left after that, then you can go to Florida. But only if you do that. Got it? Rachel, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I would like to buy a newer used Mazda 3, preferably red, because the current car I'm driving now is very sad. I got in a little fender bender, and now the front's being held together with some duct tape. I would get it fixed, but my car's getting old. It still runs well, but it's got 185,000 miles on it. So before I put more money into it, I'd rather just sell it, use the money to get a newer car.
You're so funny. First of all, you want to buy a red car. You do know that red is the #1 color that attracts police to give you tickets. Do you know that?
Oh, but I'm such a responsible driver.
Never, ever. Number 2, the car looks so cute with that little green tape. It's kind of like a little smile that it has there. And you say it
my
runs...
boyfriend's so embarrassed. Wait.
I just have to ask this. Are you telling me you want a new car because your boyfriend is the one that's really embarrassed to be in this car?
No.
That is what you are saying. It is. I know you, but that's besides the point. Show me the money, Rachel. Show it to me.
Okay. My take home is $3,073 a month. My expenses are $2,108 a month, and that includes my rent. I have $1,800 in credit card debt, and some of that is 0% interest. I have $7,200 in liquid savings and $17,000 in my 401k retirement.
And you are 30 years of age. How are you going to pay for this?
Well, I think I could get maybe $1,000 selling my used duct tape car, and then probably use about another $2,000 from my savings, so that'll be $3,000. I want to spend about $15,000, so that'll be 20%.
And then you're
down.
going to be funding the rest or financing it over how long of a period of time?
Probably 5 years.
Oh, great, girlfriend. How often do you watch the Suze Orman Show? You are so denied. I can't even tell you how denied you are. You are not going further in the red to buy a red car, number one. Number two, you have credit card debt. Number three, don't you understand that the money that you're going to spend every single month to be buying this new car will be far more money than it would take you just to fix up the car that you already have? If the car runs well that you already have, just stick with it. And besides the fact, you again are denied. All right, want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you'll find the information that you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And Robo-Man, hit it. And if we choose you to be on the air, I'm going to give you a T-shirt with my verdict on it just for you.
Up next, a gem wants to muscle in on her bank account.
I would never allow somebody to pull money out of my bank account.
And leader, Anna and her husband dream of warmer weather.
We love Florida, and we're looking forward to the warm climate.
Will you be able to retire in 14 years? Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in the magic room, I call it, the control room here at CNBC headquarters. So many ways for you to be part of the Suze Orman Show. Take a look at your screen. You can send in an email. You can join me on Facebook. Or if you send in a tweet, you put hashtag Ask Suze. It comes to us right here. And if we choose your tweet, it will be on the air. Let's see what's trending right now. At SFMommy9. I'm due a tax refund. Is it better to use this money to pay down credit card debt or add to retirement or both? Oh, SF Mommy, it's very hard for me to answer that question because I don't really know the interest rate that you're having to pay on your credit card debt. However, if it's above 6, 7, 8, 9%, then you should want to get rid of your credit card debt, but you can also just divide it between both, as you said. But here's the real question. Why are you getting a tax refund? Are you kidding me? You should go into your HR office, increase your exemptions. Don't get a tax refund. Get it every single month in your paycheck so you could be paying down your credit card debt or investing in a retirement account right then and there and not having to wait. All right, let's see what else is trending. We have at Candy Pants. Is debt consolidation via a debt management company a good way to pay off debt? You betcha it is, especially if the debt management company is a nonprofit, either the NFCC or the AICCCA.org. Either one of those are great. If you do it that way, it will not hurt your credit score. It will take you 5 years, and that's what I would be doing if I were you. Let's go to webcam. Amy in Pennsylvania. Go for it, girlfriend.
Hi, Suze. I really need your help. My gym used to accept credit cards for payment of our monthly membership dues, and now they're requiring that our payment be taken out of our bank accounts. My husband does not like this idea, and I was hoping you could tell us what the risks are that are involved in doing this.
Yeah, I don't like that idea either, I have to tell you, Amy. I would never allow somebody to pull money out of my bank account because you never know who that person is. You've been reading every day almost that somebody has stolen all the bank records from this company, that company. So no, I would not do it. However, it is possible that you could push money out of your bank account every single month to them. So where you automatically authorize payment to them versus them pulling it out so they don't know where it's coming from. But if they won't allow you to do that, then I have to tell you, I would work it out someplace else because I would not be using a gym that made that a requirement. Got it? All right, let's go back to the studio and here's what's coming up next.
Anna asks Suze,
How are we doing? Our goal is for both of us to retire completely in 14 years when my husband's 67.
I'm glad you're finally on the same page with your husband.
And later, test your money smarts in Suze's Pop Money Quiz.
People first, then money. You're on the air. I am sitting here with Carson Kressley of Queer Eye for The Straight Guy. You know Carson, and if you don't, what is the matter with you? As you hear me say, stupid, stupid, stupid. I'm going to show Carson 6 outfits that I have worn over the past few months, and let's see what he thinks about them.
This was the day that Susie's iron broke. Purple, lavender. It's a little Battlestar Galactica. Wow. Susie does Poochie. I love it. You look a little bit like Judy Jetson in that one. Oh, you know what was that army fatigues?
That's right. That's me taking a pair of pants that has been made into a shirt. That's how I get people into my pants. I wear them.
Stop sniffing the glue, Susie.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm 52 and my husband's 53. After 27 years of marriage and 2 kids, my husband and I are finally on the same page with our finances. We've had a lot of medical issues and consumer debt in the past, but with everything paid off, we're starting to rebuild our savings. Our goal is for both of us to retire completely in 14 years when my husband's 67. We love Florida and we're looking forward to the warm climate. Susie, how are we doing?
And I got to tell you, I love Florida too. That's why I live there. It is the best place, girlfriend.
I love it.
Yeah, so there you are. So here we are. We're going to look at your numbers. I'm glad you're finally on the same page with your husband. But if you were going to give yourself a grade that in 14 years, are you going to be able to retire, what grade would you give yourself?
A C minus.
A C minus, all right. Let's show everybody your numbers. All right, we have Anna, 52, Rick, 53. They do have about $447,000 in retirement, $5,000 in an emergency fund. All righty now. They have a current home value of $475,000, mortgage debt of about $300,000, total assets of $927,000, total debt of about $300,000. So that gives you a net worth of $627,000. Currently, your monthly take-home is $11,488, and your monthly expenses right now are about $8,302. So it gives you excess to invest of about $3,186, which you do invest in retirement accounts and things like that. So, Anna, if I were going to give you a grade, which I'm about to do right now, I would give you an A minus. Now, I'm not exactly sure why you gave yourself a C minus. Maybe it's because you only have $5,000 in an emergency fund. Is that why you did that?
Absolutely.
All right, but I'm looking at the answer. Will you be able to retire in 14 years? I'm not grading you on the money that you have right now, on what you will have, because you can do things and build up that emergency fund if you wanted to. But here's why I gave you an A minus. Even though currently your expenses are $8,302 a month, you will have your house paid off by then. And even though with all of that, I've given you expenses of about $7,000 a month as our goal as to what you will really need to be able to make it. Now, if that's true, with all your money that you're investing now and everything that you're doing, you should be able to easily generate $5,692 a month after taxes. At that time when you retire, Rick will be 67. So he very well could claim Social Security. And if he does claim Social Security, his Social Security after taxes will be about $2,050. So you will have, at that point in time, after-tax income of $7,742 with a goal of just $7,000. Now, why did I give you an A minus? Because there's just a few other things that you need to do. So here is your way to an A. Are you ready for it?
I sure am.
All right. First of all, you need a living revocable trust. Everybody out there, I cannot tell you how important this document is. You need one, you need one. A will is not enough. Next, you, Anna, are going to take Social Security at 67, but you are going to suspend your benefits, and you are going to be taking 50% of Rick's Social Security at that time. If you do that, when you turn 67, 1 year after you've retired, your take-home income then will be about $8,700 per month. When you turn 70, you will stop taking half of his Social Security, and you now will take your full Social Security. So if we do that, now we have your income, with everything considered, at about $9,000 per month. So you are doing just fine.
Oh,
so,
great.
Does that make you happy?
Oh, my God, you have no idea. I
All
could
right.
sleep again.
There you go. Have a good snooze on the Suze.
Up next, one more thing Susie wants you to know.
People who still want to live a lifestyle beyond their means, then bankruptcy is not the solution to that problem. Time to test your money smarts in a Susie Pop Money Quiz. How much life insurance do you need? A, enough to cover 8 months of living expenses. B, double your yearly salary. C, 20 to 25 times your annual expenses. Or D, $1 million for each dependent you have. The answer after the break. Before the break, I asked, how much life insurance do you need? The answer is C, 20 to 25 times your annual expenses. It's almost a wrap on the Suze Orman Show, but before we go, there is still one more thing I want you to know. Earlier in tonight's show, my one-on-one guest was Carrie. And if you weren't here, very quickly, Carrie was somebody who was a financial pretender. He showed everybody that he had all of this money, but the truth is there was nothing behind it. He had debt, he doesn't have any money, and he is in financial trouble. Now, many of you may have watched that segment, and you may have wondered, Susie, why didn't you just tell him to claim bankruptcy? Because if he had claimed bankruptcy, it would have cleared up a lot of his problems. But I want you to understand that the reason I didn't, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, is this. When you claim bankruptcy, it is a very quick fix to problems that you may not have figured out to not continue to have. Bankruptcy for people who have legitimate medical debt. They run up debt and they've learned their lesson. They have no desire to ever do this again. To those people, sometimes I will say claim bankruptcy. But to people who I don't think have gotten their lesson, people who still want to live a lifestyle beyond their means, then bankruptcy is not the solution to that problem. And I'm sorry to say, I think Carrie is one of those people. I pray he proves me wrong. Now you know. But I just thought you would like to know as to when I do and when I don't recommend bankruptcy. But until next week, there's only one thing that I really want you to remember when it comes to your money, and it is this. People first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.